It's baby Tegu season, as you all know that follow our videos. That's my boy. I love him. It's my grandson. It's actually my great grandson. But now everybody always keeps asking how you set these things up. How do you set up a Tegu properly? Now remember, this is the most important thing, and this is where a lot of people make their mistake on. How you set up an animal is completely location oriented. The one way you set up an animal in South Florida, where we live, is not the same way you set one up in LA, New York, Detroit, Connecticut, wherever you live. So please remember that. When you go online and how do you set up a Tegu, and this is how you set up a Tegu, and the guy lives in LA and you live in Florida, or he lives in Washington State and you live in Chicago, whatever it is, it's stupid. You don't follow the same rules. Now the basic setup is the same, and the way you are going to go about laying it out is the same, but what supplies that you need for it, and your humidity levels, your heat requirements, your heating pad, your heating rod, that's what makes the difference. Now you can call us on a case-by-case basis. However, if you live in a subtropical environment, South Florida, southern states, Texas, all the way across there, this is the proper setup for a Tegu. Following. First, never, now again, please back. These are the basic of basics. Now, caveat. MacGyver the Lizard has got a down pat, perfect, how to set up a house pet Tegu. Follow his videos, follow his instructions. MacGyver's got it down. Those guys got it down. That's not how I set up a Tegu. I don't have the ability to do that. If you have the ability to make your Tegu your house pet, go to MacGyver Lizard or MacGyver My Tegu, whatever it is. Andrew will post it on there. Follow exactly how he says, if you can do that. Not everybody has that house. Some people have kids, dogs, cats, so forth and so on. Your cat's going to eat it. Your dog might step on it. You know, you don't know what's going to happen. If you're setting up your Tegu, your baby Tegu in your house, and you want the most basic, remember now this is the basic of basic setups. I'm just giving you A, B, C. You can decorate it, you can make bigger, you can go crazy. And I like that, especially if you're buying the stuff from me. However, this is the basics. 20 gallon. This is a 20 gallon long. It's 30 inches by 12 inches and about 12 inches tall. Look at me again. You cannot use a 10 gallon tank and take care of them properly. Baby Tegus are not to be put in 10 gallon tank. Here's why. A 10 gallon tank is a 20-inch tank. In order to create enough heat, which is about 95-degree basking site, you have to put a 75-watt bulb or greater here. Now, if you put in a 10 gallon tank, which is only this big, a 75-watt bulb, there'll be no what's called thermal gradients. The animal won't be able to get out of the heat. 20 gallon will afford you the ability to have a nice 95-degree basking site plus an 80-degree, 85-degree on the other side, giving him a thermal gradients of about 10 to 15 degrees, sometimes greater. High box, because they're secretive animals. Now, baby Tegus in the wild live underground more than half of their life. They're either in the trees or underground because as a baby, obviously anything could eat you. So when you put in your substrate in, look at it. You want it to be a good 2-3 inches. See, that's how deep you want it. So you want to fill up your tank with nice deep substrate all the way across. We didn't do that here because I wanted to illustrate it to you. High box in the cage is also super important. A branch, because when they're babies, they're super arboreal, and what you do is you arrange it so that your stick is going right up underneath the light. So it's like this, and then you have your heat here, so the animal can go up and bask when he wants to, raising his body temperature, lowering his body temperature at his desire. Now, then you have your water bowl. Now, when you're dealing with a Tegu, you have a high humidity animal. They're forest animals. This is the smallest bowl you can go with. I personally like a nice bigger bowl. Sometimes I'll even use like a big Mama Jana deli cup. Something like this, or a box. But we're just doing decorative and we're going simple. Listen, super important, when first setting up your Tegu, pick up your substrate. If it's dry and sandy, it's no good. You literally have to take a few cups of water, pour it in here so that this is not soupy but damp. Ideally, you want your humidity level to be in the 60s to 70s. 60s to 70s. What would happen if it doesn't? Well, you won't visibly notice with your animal, but all of a sudden after 2 or 3 months, you look down and you'll notice he has no toes. What happened to my Tegu's toes? Well, what happened was you didn't have a humidity level properly. He couldn't shed properly, and he literally had constrictions happen to his toes, and they fell off and broke. We get Tegus all the time. Why are my Tegu's toes broken off? You sold me a Tegu that had bad circulation. No, 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 no. You didn't keep your humidity level. Now in Florida, because we're inside and we use heavy air conditioning, it sucks the humidity out of the air. Now if you have a garage in Florida and you're keeping it in, well obviously then you don't need to keep as much water in the cage because humidity level outside in Florida is a lot higher. Now again, like I said before, your location, where's your humidity level and what state you're in dictates how damp you keep your cage, how much water requirements you have. Lighting, 75 watt bulb. I like the Exoterra brand. Whichever brand you like is fine, as long as it is a what's called diffused or full spectrum light. You cannot put a regular white bulb, you'll burn the animal's skin. Nice heat bulb. Make sure you use ceramic top. If you go to Home Depot to buy these instead of from the pet store, don't use one that has a plastic top that you turn, click, 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 click. That'll melt down. Use a nice ceramic, that's called the Element. Then, most important, let me get this out so it doesn't kill him, is your UV light. Now this is a UVB 100. These animals have big, thick bones. They eat calcium, they eat protein. They have to be able to synthesize the calcium. The higher output UVB bulb, the better. Super important to change this about every 6 months. If you don't, your animal's bones will start to bow. He'll get metabolic bone disease. You can look up metabolic bone disease on Google. Fake plants are super important too, because what happens is you mist them down, they hold the humidity, they keep the humidity high, plus makes them feel comfortable. You'll see they'll crawl up inside them. Basic care instructions, taking care of your baby Tegu. Further questions, feel free to call us. Nice secure top, preferably clips. When I was growing up, when I was a kid, we didn't use clips, we used weights, we used books, we used bricks. We did the whole, what's that show?
It's not Good Times.
No, if you can guess that, I give you a free shirt. What show did I just sing? It's good. You guess that, you get a free t-shirt, free from Underground Reptiles. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call. Please take care of our babies properly. Feed them well, the best of crickets, the best of meals, the best of mash. We'll do a future video on all the different meals and how to feed them. Thanks so much for watching.